It is Friday, August 28. Welcome to CGN News. The Caribbean is again being put on alert as meteorologists at the U.S.-based National Hurricane Center, the NHC, focus on two tropical waves off the coast of Africa. According to the NHC, the first tropical wave, located at the central tropical Atlantic, shows some potential of further development over the next 5 days. The second wave is located near the Cabo Verde Islands in the far eastern Atlantic and has a 30% chance of intensifying further. An Eastern airline flight which departed from Guyana to New York Tuesday night was forced to shut down an engine on approaching New York. According to a Guyana aviation report, Eastern Airlines Flight 231 departed Chedai-Jagan International Airport, and during its final descent into JFK, the flight crew received an indication which forced them to perform a precautionary shutdown of the left engine. The crew eventually restarted the engine and landed safely at 8:55 p.m. There were 215 passengers on board. The United Kingdom today issued a travel advisory to its citizens against all non-essential travel to Jamaica. The advisory, the Foreign and Commonwealth Office, the FCO, said is based on the current assessment of COVID-19 risks in the country. The office told its citizens, quote, "The FCO is not advising those already traveling in Jamaica to leave at this time. You should follow the advice of the local authorities on how best to protect yourself and others, including any measures that they bring in to control the virus." It added that citizens returning to the UK from Jamaica on or after August 29 may need to self-isolate on return. Police were continuing their search on Wednesday for 3 Venezuelan teenagers who fled from quarantine at the Canada Hall of the St. Augustine campus of the University of the West Indies, the UWI. The Trinidad and Tobago Police Service say the teenagers aged 14, 15 and 17 are now persons of interest. The 3 broke quarantine sometime between Monday night and Tuesday morning. The police said that a nurse at the quarantine facility reported that between 8 a.m. and 12 noon on Tuesday, the 3 minors failed to report for breakfast. Breach of quarantine is an offense, and persons who have knowledge of the teens' whereabouts and are giving them refuge can be charged. Dashawn Taka Stanton, a Jamaican footballer who has been in Antigua playing football for about 5 years, is now battling for his life as he lies in a coma. According to a story in the Jamaica Star, Stanton fell ill on August 14 after he started experiencing severe headaches. The 25-year-old's condition has reportedly gotten worse as tests revealed he has an infection around his brain. Stanton, who is currently in the intensive care unit at Mount St. John's Medical Center, has become unresponsive. His sister, Thompson, is seeking financial assistance to have him flown back to Jamaica on air ambulance transportation at a cost of $20,000. Overseas now, new satellite images are giving a glimpse at the destruction that Hurricane Laura has waged across Louisiana. After days of gathering strength in the Gulf of Mexico, Laura grew into one of the most powerful storms ever to strike the U.S. A Category 4 monster, Laura had 150-mile-per-hour winds that surpassed even Katrina, which hit Louisiana almost exactly 15 years ago. The storm roared through southwestern Louisiana early Thursday morning, killing 6 and leaving behind a wide path of destruction. Photographs from the Associated Press and CNN show the extent of the damage. Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe has announced his resignation for health reasons. He said he did not want his illness to get in the way of decision-making and apologized to the Japanese people for failing to complete his term in office, the BBC reports. The 65-year-old has suffered for many years from ulcerative colitis and inflammatory bowel disease, but he said his condition had worsened recently. Last year, he became Japan's longest-serving prime minister. His current period in office began in 2012. He will remain in his post until a successor is chosen. Abe has a reputation as a staunch conservative and nationalist, and for stimulating growth with his aggressive economic policy known as Abenomics. The United States has been ranked dead last in the handling of the coronavirus pandemic. A survey released on Thursday saw citizens of more than 12 countries responding to the question on whether their nation is more united now than it was before the coronavirus pandemic, and fewer than 18% said the U.S. is more united now. The responses put the United States in a statistical joint last place with the British on whether their country has handled the pandemic well, the poll finds. Both US and the UK had 21 percentage points below the next lowest ranking countries, Germany and France. Denmark ranked first, with 72% saying their country was more united now. J.K. Rowling says she is giving back an award associated with the U.S. Kennedy family after being criticized for her views on gender and trans issues. Rowling was given the Ripple of Hope honor by the Robert F. Kennedy Human Rights Organization last year. But earlier this month, its President Kerry Kennedy said views expressed by Rowling recently diminished the identity of trans people. The Harry Potter writer was criticized in June for posting tweets which took issue with the phrase, "people who menstruate." Rowling objected to the avoidance of the use of the word woman. She has since received support online, and the hashtag #IStandWithJK Rowling began trending on social media on Friday morning. That's it for CGN News. I'm Scott Wilson. Thanks for watching.